This is where it starts to go downhill real fast. What a condescending prick. These people get one little iota of power and they think they are God Almighty, I swear. Don't mind me falling asleep trying to film this video. Okay. Hey guys, so I am so late on this, but hello. As a professional, I don't work at a council, but I do host meetings quite a lot for work. I would like to share a few comments on the Parish Council meeting from the 10th of December 2020. It got released to the public or something in the last, I don't know, couple of weeks. I wasn't sure how much I was going to say, but here we are. So I thought I'd do a reaction of some of the best bits from this meeting. There are people that have completely taken the piss out of this. If you want to see those, I'll link Elise's video down below. I struggle to find this that funny because I've been a person who's been in a similar situation, not exactly the same as this, God forbid, but I have been spoken down to numerous times by other colleagues. Because of that, I find it very, very difficult to find this humorous. That's why I'm going to be making a more serious video on this subject.
When do we plan to start?
Fuck off.
I think we could start any moment, Chairman.
I'm not gonna lie, I swear in my everyday life, every single person that knows me knows that I do. And if I'm in informal Zoom call meetings, Christ, that hair, because I say swear words in my everyday language, that sort of stuff does come out. But to say under someone's breath, fuck off, straight away, that was a very English fuck off. It's just obviously straight away pretty unprofessional. Can I just say, these people, this is no disrespect to them, and this is no disrespect to people who are of this certain age category that all these people seem to be in, like over 50s, I would say. None of them seem to know how to just use a mute button. Thankfully, I have one of those headsets where you put the microphone up by your ear and it puts you on mute. Even when I used to do that, and it does say muted in your headset to tell you, I always used to double check that I had actually genuinely been muted. When I used to live with someone, I used to just be like, oh, can you just grab me a cup of tea? Or, you know, something like that. Or if someone is genuinely frustrating me and you have to just get out like a, oh, you're so annoying kind of thing, you obviously don't want to be audible to that person. I get frustrated on Zoom calls too, but I would never ever show that on the phone, or I try not to show that on the phone call.
I think it's perhaps helpful just to go through the same things as we went through before, which is just to encourage people to switch off their microphones.
There you go. Miss Jackie Weaver. She's been like, she's become like the icon of this parish council. There's a couple of people who have also become icons from this parish council for all the wrong reasons. Yes, she does mention, like, make sure to put yourself on mute when basically you're not talking, and that clearly doesn't happen because you can hear people going to the loo, because you can hear the loo flush. You can hear someone like going to make a cup of tea or something. You can even see on the video that they're like pissed off from their camera. This is one of the reasons why I don't have a camera on, because I'm literally like pacing up and down my flat half the time. Also, my flat's a mess the majority of the time, and I almost never put my face on for work. That's untrue. I never put my face on for work.
Can we be assured that we won't be thrown out of the meeting like we were last time?
As long as we have reasonable behaviour from everyone, no one would be excluded from the meeting.
I was thrown out of the meeting.
And I wonder why. Every single person who originally first saw this was like, oh, like he got thrown out of a meeting? Really? But after about 2 minutes of watching this, it is very, very fucking clear and would throw this person out. I made a comment on actually Elise's video about my kind of situation where I've had to deal with this sort of shit before. If I was spoken to the way this person is, and I was meant to be the clerk of the meeting, or whatever term they want to call this person, I would be kicking that person out of the meeting as well. I'd be kicking them out, or I'd be saying to them, mate, take a second, put yourself out, because this is not the way to go about any sort of business. I did find out, by the way, that these aren't people that are paid. Thank fucking God. The way some of these people treat each other is fucking disgusting. If they had been paid, they should have been docked or fired or a disciplinary or something like that, because this was just disgusting. I haven't even got into this yet, but I can only imagine what is said outside of these kind of meetings that aren't properly filmed, because not every single Zoom call is recorded. So I can only imagine what happens on the unrecorded ones.
So was
Quite
Councillor
rightly.
Birtwell, so was Councillor Brereton.
I love that guy's guitars in the background. Like, that guy seems pretty cool.
We haven't started the meeting yet. Do you want to speak anyway?
Yes, I'd like to ask a point of order.
I'm in.
We're not in a meeting, so points of order are not.
When's it started yet? No?
I don't understand this point. We're not in a meeting yet, so you can't make a point of order. Sorry, what? There's like 6 or 7 people on this phone call already. The second you enter a Zoom call, that meeting has started. Unless you guys are on there early, for instance, like just having a chinwag or something. That meeting started. You don't have to have a formal start. Okay, at 10:01, the meeting has started. No, that's not how meetings work. But apparently this guy doesn't do Zoom calls very often. Oh, by the way, I know I don't work in politics. I never will. I can say that with great confidence. Is this how councils speak?
Are you here as the proper officer?
I am here offering support to Handforth Parish Council in the conduct of this meeting this evening.
You're not the proper officer.
Is that as clerk or proper officer?
There's no difference between clerk and proper officer.
Of course there is.
Yes, there is.
You must know the basic law.
What does that have to do with anything? From what I understand, and like I said, I have no fucking clue if I'm correct, but from what I can tell, he's basically saying, are you the clerk that takes notes for the meeting, or are you a proper officer? Which, I don't know what the fuck that means. But either way, he's being extremely condescending already, and it just gets worse.
Are we
I
going
would have thought.
Are we going to start this meeting?
Fantastic question, Jackie Weaver. I've had to deal with Zoom calls like this, where someone just goes on and on and on the same point for like 5 to 10 minutes, and they never actually get the fuck on with the meeting. The meetings will be meant to be half an hour long, and it'll be 10 minutes of this person just going round and round and round and round in circles. And I'm just like, okay, can we move on? Because I only have half an hour. That is this guy.
It isn't the role of somebody who, however kindly, volunteers to do the clerking for a meeting to act as a proper officer if they haven't so been appointed. That's against the law.
It's been called by
And let me also quote to you that
Apparently he needs to quote shit just to, that he feels, like his dick's bigger or something.
standing orders of Handforth. But will you stop talking?
Okay, this is where it starts to go downhill real fast. He starts to shout over Jackie Weaver, and people have been giving Jackie shit for like talking over him while he's talking, and that does happen on Zoom calls, because depending on your internet connection, it's not always second for second. It's not like a phone call. There is sometimes a couple of seconds between, and if that person's internet is slow, it can actually be even fucking longer. I don't know if this is true. I could be backing her for no reason, but it could be that she didn't actually hear him continue to speak. And secondly, I fucking hate when people ask you about 6 questions and don't actually give you time to answer any of them. He asked her questions, didn't let her actually answer any of them, and then just continued on and got pissed when she tried to answer him. Like, that's no way to speak to any of your colleagues. I don't care if they're fucking volunteering or if they're being paid. This guy's a douchebag, in my opinion.
Unless we are prepared.
Will you please listen?
We'll go the same.
Will you please listen? Will you stop being whatever it is you're trying to be?
And this is the other thing, right? He's saying, will you please listen, but not listening to her. He has no time to listen to her. As far as he's concerned, she's below him, and God forbid he should listen to anyone who's below him. For the record, I have had to deal with these sort of people. I'm like 31, I've had to work my way up. I've never always got the respect that I thought I deserved. I've never, ever spoken down to anybody. It's a very condescending way to get someone to respect you. Respect is earned, not demanded. I've had people speak down to me. I've had people be sexist towards me, that apparently they didn't want to be managed by me because I'm a woman, because I'm someone young. I'm not going to get into everything, but I'm just saying that was a thing. It was disgusting the way they tried to treat me, and I didn't put up with it. I ain't that kind of person.
God knows what you're doing in your job if you're not.
Start this meeting,
It is.
or shall we elect an alternative chairman?
Oh, hiya. I'm just in a meeting at the moment. Can I give you a call back when it finishes?
The good reason.
Okay, all right, bye.
This made me laugh. So, again, apparently people don't know how to use mute, because this person gets a phone call, goes away from their headset for 2 seconds, or apparently it's their iPad, to be able to take this call and just go, oh yeah, I'm on a call, so I'll call you back when I'm done, but doesn't think to put themselves on mute. Because don't get me wrong, I've had to answer my doorbell while I've been on Zoom calls. Loads of people have to end up doing that, because working from home, that unfortunately does happen sometimes. It's even worse because they can hear me talking and they're like, this person's ignoring me.
So, Chairman, albeit late, shall we get this meeting started?
We'll start the meeting, and I want to repeat what I said at the beginning of the last meeting, that this meeting has not been called according to the law. The law has been broken.
The meeting has been properly
Will you
called.
please let the chairman
Mrs. Weaver, please.
speak?
If you disrupt this meeting, I will have to remove you from it.
You can't.
It's only the chairman who can remove people from a meeting.
Well, that's not true, because she kicked him out and she kicked someone else out later.
You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority at all.
What a condescending prick. Who speaks to people like that?
She's just kicked him out.
I-
Just a minute. No, she's kicked him out. Don't. She's kicked him out. Don't.
This is a meeting called by 2 councillors.
Illegally?
You may now elect a chairman.
No, they can't, because the vice chair's here. I take charge.
These people get one little iota of power and they think they are God Almighty, I swear. Think they're higher power than the fucking Queen.
Read the standing orders. Read them and understand them.
Dear me.
Appalling behaviour.
I agree.
Chairman gone.
A copy of this will, in fact, be sent to the monitoring officer.
I hope
The
so.
vice chair.
Out of those people who
Where's the chairman?
like to elect a chairman for this meeting.
You don't have to elect a chairman. There's a chairman already installed. The chairman of the council.
Councillor Burkle, we've been through this.
What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about.
I swear to God, Jackie Weaver is the only person who's professional, well, within the people that have been speaking in the last 3 or 4 minutes. They're the ones that are saying that she's the one who's being unprofessional. Are you fucking kidding me? She's the only one who's trying to be respectful to every single person on the call. And when someone is being continuously disrespectful, she kicks them, rightfully.
Burkle, could I ask you to be respectful to Jackie Weaver, please?
Thank you, Sue. Another person who is actually professional. Why is it so fucking difficult? Just be professional or courteous to your colleagues. It's the bare minimum. Seriously. She asks for someone just to be respectful, and that guy cackles. This is why I find this so hard to be funny. Like I said, there's a couple of things that I find funny where people are just going to the loo or with their things on, not on mute, and taking phone calls or whatever. But this sort of stuff, this isn't funny to me. Just showing respect for your colleagues, whether you're a volunteer or whether you are paid to be there. I've been very lucky that in a large part of my career I haven't had to deal with that, but I have had to deal with it still. This shit still happens, whether you are of these people's age or whether you're 30.
She's kicked Barry out, so I'm leaving. No, Barry. No, Barry has gone. I'll stay. We're trying to have a Teams meeting, you fool. Go on. We're trying to have a Teams meeting, you fool. Okay. We can't if you've got that. Oh, you just don't.
And there he goes cackling again. Who is this bloke and why is he, why was he ever elected for anything, seriously?
Jackie Weaver, I find that the person on Alec Brewerton's Zoom is being very disrespectful to everybody.
Yes, thank you, Sin. I'm sorry, I probably butchered your name. C-Y-N. The women stick together on this phone call and I have a lot of respect for that. Why is it there's men still in this age that act like that? Fucking sexist douchebags.
Oh, coming from you, from Birkenhead, that sounds good.
My first point is to apologise to Jackie, but welcome to Handforth.
Welcome. Is this our first phone call? He's had to kick a shitload of people already.
Indeed, it's nothing if not lively in Handforth.
She has such a great attitude on this phone call. I would be like calling people out for being disrespectful to me. She keeps her calm, carries on, keeps her temper. I don't know how she does it. Hats off to her, because I couldn't do that.
What I would say is that it was a very good example of bullying within Cheshire East.
Hear, hear.
I'm coming a very, very quick point. Rich, coming from the chairman who hasn't held a meeting since March to try and call this one illegal. The man is a complete disgrace.
I noted before the chairman departed from the meeting, the chairman of the council, I noted that his label on his video said Clerk of Handforth Parish Council. Could anyone please clarify how that came about and whether that is in fact the case right now?
I love how he called out that this person isn't even a chairman, as he says he is, he's a clerk. I also don't know which one's higher. I mean, chairman sounds higher than clerk, considering he was trying to talk down to Jackie Weaver about her being a clerk or something, and then actually his name said he's a clerk, so... I
must admit, I didn't notice that.
I have a photograph of it.
Good on you, Ian.
As far as I'm concerned, and any other councillors here this evening, he is not the clerk of Parish Council, whether or not he declares himself to be or not.
The chairman simply declared himself clerk and notified everybody of the case, and the remaining members, quite correctly, have refused to recognise that that position. I'm afraid there's no way of stopping him calling himself clerk.
Okay.
Please refer to me as Britney Spears from now on.
I love that. I love Jackie's humour about all of this. She's new to the parish council. She's been clearly disrespected on this phone call and is still able to be light about it. I think that's a really good attitude to have. I said I don't think I'd be able to do that if I had been disrespected. The rest of the phone call, I believe, is like pretty professional and like they start to get down to business or whatever. Just kind of wanted to show you the meat of it. I think it's disgusting behaviour to treat anyone with that amount of disrespect. Treat your colleagues with respect and they will respect you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like if you did and subscribe if you like it. I'd really, really appreciate it. I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.